Hi there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and it's time for an anticipated look at the newest studio release from the English garage rock band Arctic Monkeys. This project is called Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. Yeah, that's quite a mouthful, and trust me, it doesn't flow too well in the chorus either. The post-garage rock revivalists from the mid-2000s are returning with their first album since 2013. This was known as AM. It was heavily sterilized for a Britpop record. Although I was originally a big fan of this previous Arctic Monkeys record, I feel like with time it's just been played way too much. Hit singles like Are You Mine, Why'd You Only Call Me When You're High, and Do I Want to Know? Other than the unsure questions that they're asking in the titles, they're okay, but with time I feel like they've just become more bland. And bland and okay are not the Arctic Monkeys' forte. In my opinion, I feel like their best songs reside from their energetic post-punk inspired roots from their earliest studio efforts. But you know what? The hype for this album going into it, everyone expected it to be the AM Part 2, and instead we just get Alex Turner and the gang, well, mostly Alex Turner, diving into the sound of lounge rock. And if the title of the album wasn't big enough of a clue for you to understand what the new sonic direction of the band would be, boy, you're just kidding yourself. I can't say I wasn't expecting the trajectory in this band's discography, especially with the serene cuts from AM, namely Number 1 Party Anthem and Mad Sounds. But if you're not a fan of those calm and sleepy atmospheres created by those slugs of songs, then yeah, you're not really going to enjoy this new album. However, if you are a fan of thought-provoking lyrics, that may be the saving grace for this record. Alex Turner, frontman, lyricist, vocalist, fascist. Wait, what? Well, scratch that last one, but for joke's sake, it's not too far of a stretch to say that Alex Turner had an authoritarian rule in the writing and recording process of this project, especially when he had to teach himself piano and have every song revolve around this one instrument in the most pretentious way possible. The first track on this record is called Star Treatment, and honestly, if you do not like this song, don't waste your time, don't listen to the rest of the album. You'll probably just think you're going through one continuous song anyways. Within the first 10 seconds of Star Treatment, the listeners are lulled into this hotel-like setting where Alex comes through with his first lyrics, which just prove the point that the Arctic Monkeys have transitioned away from their original Strokes kind of sound to this god-awful mess of an album. Yet Alex is here to try to captivate us with this very grandiose and glamorous, showy appeal. Yes, Star Treatment does tackle the distortion of identity through the eyes of the media in a witty fashion, often self-aware of its pitfalls while throwing in a movie reference or two. But by the end of the song, I'm just lost in the space with the restricted freedom of the bass lines played by Nick O'Malley, and we get Alex Turner singing in what seems to be his best David Bowie impression. The lyrical content is creative, but the lines that try to be humorous feel like they're tacked on with no solid connection to the overall ambition of the track listing. One note about the next song, 1 Point Perspective, just check out the song that it rips off, Creep On, Creepin' On by Timber Timbre. Yeah, you'll thank me later. The next song on the track listing is entitled American Sports, which actually makes the album come alive for once with this very spacey arrangement of keyboards, guitars, and drums. Sonically, it's like the part 2 to 1 Point Perspective, maybe because a second perspective was needed to make a better song. Whoa. Lyrically, American Sports thrives off its comparisons between a sports spectator and being a citizen living in the United States of America. I feel like Turner here is trying to point out the lack of control that we have in a game, very much in the same vein as the political landscape in 2018. And overall, this song executes its message with the necessary flashy and extravagant sound from the rest of the band. The next song is the title track from the album, where we get these aching falsettos from Alex Turner trying to do his best to understand the outside world, which is riddled with disconnection due to a new digital age. Lyrically, I feel the title track is on point. However, I feel like it's stifled by its cryptic hotel jargon, as well as its stale, perpetuating drum and guitar riffs that never really find the creative space to do the song any justice. Please just check out Connected by Love by Jack White if you're interested in a rock song that tackles similar subject matter, but in a more profound way. Golden Trunks is the song off of the new Arctic Monkeys record that is the biggest letdown, which is a shame because it opens with these very promising, distorted, compressed guitar and bass sounds. But as soon as the song teases its strange and terrifying guitar riff, it plummets into this washed-out, piano-led vocal expression of detestable falsettos. And to make things worse, the drums are just missing in action. Thankfully, to stop the hideous sounds of the previous song, this record actually has a cut on it that could be played on the radio. It's called 4 out of 5, which is a pretty bold statement to put in the track listing, as I'm just about ready to give this album a 1-star rating. Jokes aside, 4 out of 5 actually accomplishes something with its catchy melodies and justifies its 5 or so minute runtime with the most tasteful and memorable vocal harmonies on the entire project. The next song, with a very long title again, the world's first ever monster truck front flip. On the song, the Arctic Monkeys explore how we consume headlines in the media, but much like the other songs on this album, its mystifying and ambiguous lyrics just leave the audience guessing with most of its meaning. And as much as it's okay to have debatable interpretations in the lyrics department, I just feel like most of the concepts will just fly over fans' heads. And I'm not wanting the Arctic Monkeys to dumb things down, but it's just easy to make the mistake of thinking this album could be something to do with love. And because of this, the album does suffer in quality, and it's very polarizing for everyone. The last 4 tracks on this record will probably be hell for you to get through. On a 41-minute long runtime, plays more like an hour. But to cut through the fat and pick out the best, I would say She Looks Like Fun has to take the cake on that. It comes through with this very captivating refrain of ominous vocals, very similar to like a newer style MGMT track with a tinge of influence from early Pink Floyd. She Looks Like Fun has the most expansive expression of drum fills and guitar riffs, and it also takes a fantastic view of life through the lens of social media. Essentially, Turner is providing commentary where on the surface we see people's fun through
cheeseburgers and snowboarding.
But instead, we can hide behind these fake social media accounts and be anonymous and just be the biggest jerks to each other in the most unfiltered way possible. She Looks Like Fun is genuinely a gem on a lackluster album where it feels like Alex Turner actually let his band members play their instruments in the most natural way they know and love. One final note on this album, and it's about the closing track's concluding statements. Turner says he has done some things he shouldn't have done. Yeah, this album comes to mind. Kidding aside, this new Arctic Monkeys album is a slug to get through, and if it were put out by any other band that already had the lounge rock roots in their discography, it would be passed off as mediocre and forgettable. And for that reason, a successful band like the Arctic Monkeys ought to be held to a higher standard, so this album just comes off as very pedantic and something that caters to a small niche, which unfortunately is not mine. So yeah, I'm feeling a 3 out of 10 on Tranquility, Bass, Hotel, and Casino. Sound off down below in the comments, let me know what you're thinking. Agree or disagree, I'm here to engage with you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. My name is Ryan from True North Reviews, and as always, have a rockin' day. Thanks for watching.